Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I want to show you how to recreate this kind of look on your lettering. It's like a metallic sort of awesome look. So it's really simple, and I'm gonna go kind of quick. So just make sure to slow down the video or stop if you have questions. So you start out with just regular text, and I'll show you what that looks like. And I have a black background going on here, but you can have whatever background you want. So you start out with regular text, and you're just going to use the effects that are built into Photoshop. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of them. I'm going to walk you through a few of them to make that metallic look. And let's go ahead and make that visible. So what you'll do if you have no effects on here is you'll add them here. And then once you have this panel open, now we can start working. So real fast, I'll just show you what each of these look like as they come on. So that's what nutrition would look like if it didn't have any effects. Let's just look at what wit would look like if it didn't have any effects on it. And now let's add each of those effects in. So first, the bevel and emboss. The bevel and emboss adds that three-dimensional look. You can do a lot of stuff here. You can make it a pillow emboss. You can do all sorts of stuff. I like for this look, I'm gonna do an inner bevel, and instead of smooth, let's do chisel hard. Let's make it look a little more, because we're going for metal here. And I'm gonna make the depth a little more. You can see what that does as it goes. You can see what the size does. Make the size a little bit down. You can soften it if you want to make it kind of fade, but since we're doing metal, I'm gonna keep it pretty sharp. The highlight modes, you have screen here. You can go to normal if you'd like. Just test these out. Sometimes you'll see that it doesn't actually do anything because of the color you have selected. So you can play around with these and find a look that you like. Multiply versus normal, and of course you can bring the opacity up and down. I'm going to keep it on multiply right at around 50%. That's fine. So that's bevel and emboss. That's the first step. Stroke is where a lot of the magic's going to happen. So let's go to stroke. Now you'll see that stroke is adding, just like it sounds, it's adding a stroke around your letters, and you can make this as thick as you want. In this case, that's going to be a little too thick, but just to give you an idea, I think 2 works well. And the positions on the outside, of course, you can center it, or you can go on the inside. Outside's what we're looking for this look. And of course you have the mode and the opacity and things like that. But this is what I really want to draw your attention to, and that's this gradient. You can do a custom gradient, or you can do a color. We can just make a red stroke on the letters, or we can do a pattern like a cool rocky pattern or something. Or you can do a gradient, and gradient's what we want to do to make that metallic look. Now, if you want to edit your gradient, so let's say I already have saved a gradient. Let's say we start with something like this. This is one of the built-in gradients. I'm going to show you how to edit this, and then we're going to save it something custom. Now, I've already done this to a few. I've already named this one. As you see, I'm hovering over it. I've named it metallic, just so I could always go back to it. But let's say you didn't have one already named, and I want to show you how to create that. So grab a few blacks like that. Grab a few whites, and now let's go in and mix them up. I'm going to change a few of these to just a lighter gray. And it's getting to where I like it. So you can be as sporadic as you want here. You can have a lot of points if you want a lot. You can, of course, change the smoothness. You can do all sorts of stuff on this window. When you close it, you can change the angle and see what that will do. I like the 90-degree angle on this one. You can change the scale, make it bigger or smaller. I liked where it was at, just like right there. I think it looks pretty cool. Okay. So play around with that. That's a powerful tool. Stroke is powerful. Now color overlay, we're going to do, in fact, let me take off this gradient overlay. Let me first put on my pattern overlay, and then I'll show you the other one. So pattern overlay is the next big one to make that metallic look. And you're going to go to blend mode normal, opacity 100%. You can bring this down a little bit depending on the look you want to go for. And then grab your texture. Now you can come here and change. You can go to rock patterns. You can go to, let's go to rock patterns real fast and see what we have. So you can go and change it to any of these cool patterns. There's all sorts of stuff there for you. Let's say we like that one, and you can bring up the scale. I like it really small. That's a little too small right there. Looks pretty cool. Let's do a gradient overlay now. Now this gradient overlay we can bring in different colors, which can get pretty powerful, as you see. I'm going to do a slight bluish tint just because of my nutrition color there, and I want to bring up that opacity. Let's do it like this. And now, right now I have the style reflected. Let's just do a linear fade, and that looks pretty cool. Again, you can do all sorts of stuff with this. Is so customizable. I just want to show you a little bit of the functionality. You can reverse it, of course, if you want to go top to bottom. It's a quick way to do that. You can change the angle if you want to have it like that. I like that 90-degree angle. Okay, color overlay. You can do color overlay. I have it as if you did normal here, it's just going to cover the whole thing. If you do it as an overlay, it's going to add just a little bit. And again, to see what that looks like, it's going to add just a little bit of darkness to it, right? And if you bring down this opacity, you can lighten it a bit. So that's one option as well. To me, it makes it look just slightly cooler. And then, of course, with nutrition, we can go in here. And I think taking off the stroke looks cool. Leaving the bevel and emboss, leaving the color, the gradient, and the pattern. I think that looks pretty sharp. So, in fact, I'm going to go in and change my gradient overlay back to something like this. And my pattern overlay, thought I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as I did. So let's seek for something cooler. There's all sorts of stuff in here. Rock patterns is cool. Artist surfaces is cool. I like this one a lot. There's a lot of just plain cool textures. So I'm going to find one that is pretty neat. Let's try that one. All right. Want to make it a little more noticeable. Well, as you can see, you can do all sorts of stuff, but I won't bore you that long. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comment section. This is a really simple technique. The big takeaway, guys, is to get creative with your stroke. Your stroke is really powerful. It can add something special to lettering. You can also do things like bring in a flare. A flare looks pretty cool. In fact, let me open a flare up just to show you what that looks like. You can bring in something like this. I'm going to Control A this, and you just get these off of Google Images. So I just copy and pasted this in. I'm going to make it much, much smaller. And then there's a few things that we need to do to this. One is when you have the layer selected, go up to normal here and make it a screen. That's going to make it kind of see-through. Then grab your eraser. There's actually a few ways you can do this. I like this. Go to your hardness, bring it down, get soft. Just come around the corners and just kind of get rid of that edge, that hard edge. As you can see, it's already starting to look pretty cool. Now you can make that smaller if you'd like, or bigger, and you can, if you want to angle it, you can make it look pretty cool. So there's some powerful stuff there too. You can use these kind of flares with. You can move this around. Maybe you want this guy to be just like this down here. So there's some a lot of stuff you can do there. If you have any questions, again, just ask me, and I look forward to next time. God bless you guys.